All right, today we're going to talk about something really interesting. It's this powerful form of social influence, a type of flattery that people never, ever see coming, but they always feel it. We're going to break down the architecture of how it works. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to give someone a compliment and it just completely backfired? You try to say something nice, something encouraging, and what do you get back? Suspicion, maybe a weird look. It's that super awkward moment where your kind words just kind of hang there in the air. Come on, we've all been there, right? And that right there, that brings us to the whole problem we're digging into today. It's this paradox of the compliment. It's supposed to be a tool we use to connect with people, but let's be honest, more often than not, it just builds a wall instead of a bridge. I mean, this slide just nails it, doesn't it? It shows the huge gap between what we mean to say and what the other person actually hears. You might say something super direct, like, wow, you're so smart, but their brain, it immediately translates that into a question. It's like, okay, what do you want from me? What's the catch here? So here's the crucial point, right? When a compliment is just too obvious, too direct, it just kills itself. It becomes its own undoing. It triggers all this skepticism before it can ever land as real, genuine praise. It basically self-destructs on impact. But why does this even happen? I mean, why are we wired to reject something that should feel good? Well, it all boils down to some pretty basic brain psychology. See, our brains have this amazing, highly tuned defense system. Think of it like a built-in BS detector. When we get some direct, maybe unearned praise just out of the blue, it sets off all these internal alarms. The brain starts scanning for insincerity, our social guards go way up, and most importantly, we start questioning the other person's motive. It's a survival mechanism, really. Okay, but what if there was another way? A method that doesn't trigger any of those alarms, one that just bypasses those defenses completely. A technique so subtle, it's pretty much invisible. And that, my friends, brings us to the core concept, invisible flattery. Now, this is not about what you say to someone, not at all. It's all about what you do. It's a huge shift from just telling someone they're valuable to actually proving it to them with your actions. Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you put it into practice? Let's get into the architecture of it. And you'll be surprised, it's a really simple three-step process. All right, here we go. Step 1, you find someone you genuinely respect, and you ask for their opinion or their advice on a real problem you're facing. Then, step 2, and this is so important, you have to actually genuinely use that advice. You cannot fake this part. And finally, step 3, you close the loop. You go back to them and you tell them, hey, your advice worked. Here's how it paid off. And see, this right here gets to the heart of it. You're not just throwing out an empty phrase like, oh, you're brilliant. No way. You are giving them cold, hard proof of their brilliance. You're demonstrating that their insight was so valuable, it literally changed your behavior for the better. And that's exactly why this is so dang effective. It doesn't get caught in that filter, the part of the brain that's always skeptical of flattery. Instead, it goes to a completely different place. It lands directly in the part that processes competence and value and respect. You're not triggering their defenses. You're lighting up their sense of self-worth. So you may be thinking, okay, this is a cool way to be more likable. But the impact of this, it goes way beyond just getting someone to think you're a nice person. The outcome is so much deeper, so much more profound. Because, look, when you do this the right way, the result isn't just that the person likes you more. I mean, sure, that happens, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's something much, much deeper going on here. It makes them loyal to you. They become invested in you, in your success. This isn't just some fleeting social nicety. This is the bedrock, the foundation for a real, committed relationship, whether it's professional or personal. So why? Why does it work so well? Okay, here's the magic trick. This is the key. By taking their advice and then succeeding, you've basically made your success a reflection of their wisdom. Your win is now their win. Their ego is literally invested in your journey. They want you to keep succeeding because every time you do, it validates their own intelligence. So let's just recap why this is so powerful. It works because it completely bypasses our natural defenses. It validates their expertise with action, not words. It makes it all about them, not about you. And in the end, it turns a simple conversation into a shared investment in the outcome. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. Just take a second and think about your own life. Who are the people you root for the hardest? Like, you're really invested in them. And ask yourself why. I'll bet you that chances are it's the people whose success, in some small way, feels like your own.